So you see the lockbox sticking out of the earth with this strange sort of construct-like hand clutching it. On the hand, you also see this large kind of pick ending in a sharp point. The rest of the construct buried under the earth, but the one side of it just seems to be a large shield that's kind of wedged into the earth itself.
I can't see this creature having sort of been up and trying to leave.
No, it seems mid-animation as if it's like stuck in place.
Could I do an ether theory check just to see if I can figure out whether there is still any power going?
It looks identical to the ones you saw before, so
Yeah.
No,
you're going to get the same result,
could be
which is
worthy
maybe not.
Oh, sorry, no, whether it's still functioning.
Again, it looks identical to the ones you've just seen, so and you couldn't determine whether they were or weren't.
No, that's
they
true.
happened to be.
Yes, they just happen to be, yes.
So my question, and this is possibly something that you're going to be better at determining, is the way the shield is wedged might mean it's immobile, but can it slip out of the shield, and how well wedged is that shield? Because if it comes to life, maybe it's stuck there, and that might be a useful thing to know. So is that potentially an engineering question?
Potentially is an engineering question.
It's a question of how close I can get to it to examine.
Well, this is it. If it's going to animate when we get into the room anyways, I mean, we're prepared for that.
Yeah.
And if that happens, it was going to happen anyways in the course of clearing this out, so we can be prepared for it. But if it doesn't animate, that's something worth checking, perhaps. So maybe we need to proceed on the assumption it's probably going to come to life.
Having seen this and compared it to the other constructs that we saw, it does jog my memory about a passage I read about these constructs. That there were sentinels, almost the ones that we've seen, the guards, and there was talk of more powerful constructs that would be used for as combat constructs, but also for mining. So it seems like this is probably one of those. Wouldn't necessarily, I mean, deducing from basic principles almost, it wouldn't necessarily activate in the same way as the Guardians. That would have been their primary role, is to stand guard and respond to something, whereas these were used more proactively to mine and to back.
So this one we can assume is a miner, given that it's got a pick attached to its arm.
Possibly, but they would also make a formidable weapon, so it would serve a dual purpose more than likely.
Absolutely. So the fact it's got a shield, it may have picked that up from somewhere else if it needed to respond to something.
Could be. I'd have to get closer to have a look to see whether it's attached or.
If you want to get closer, and we're
If you want
expecting it to come to life, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ready the weapons, just in case. And also, let's have a quick scan of the corners to make sure there's nothing hiding in the sort of shadowy areas, because that will cause us to be surprised, I think, if...
I can have a quick look in the shadows.
Ooh, yes, you've got low light vision.
Having a look around the room, yeah, you're seeing it as clear day. You give it a good glance, I say glance, a good look. There's nothing else in this room that you can see.
Nothing else. Nothing else. So my head popped in.
Yeah.
Yep, all good. Let's step back out.
I will carefully approach then, slowly, shield out, ready.
How close are you getting to it?
Shall I come with you just in case?
It might be prudent.
You can stay with me.
I'll still be in the room. I'll be in that top left corner.
So you're
With the bow
actually, so
ready.
when everybody goes in, you're going to quickly scoot up to the top left corner when everybody goes in, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm staying a step outside the door.
So Xander, you're staying by the door,
I'm a bit nervous now.
and the two of you are going to approach,
Yeah.
Carefully.
and how close?
Is it possible to approach at an angle so that I can see underneath the shield, in between the shield and the body, or whether it's wedged?
Well, as you can see, it is wedged in there, so you could potentially come down and come up that way if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I say, just so that I can get a peek in beneath the shield, so I can see whether something's been picked up or whether it's attached or.
Yeah. So you all do that?
Yeah, I will be kind of stood against so outside the door. that wall, the other wall,
That one.
back like that, so I can see you, because you're in the left corner, aren't you?
But if it glances to the door, you should be out of its sight.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea.
I
So,
was thinking, and squishy.
Damocles, you dart in and up to the corner.
Yeah, bow ready.
You two sort of head down and then begin to approach the earth so you can look up at a better angle. With your light spell, you're beginning to illuminate. As you do so and come down from that angle, indeed, the angle's much better. The shield is not as wedged as you would have first thought. And you're seeing that the shield is actually the arm of the creature, and the rest of its body is not even buried underneath. So it can easily get to its
This is
feet.
not as stuck fast in the rubble as it first appeared. The shield is integral to the arm, so I mean it may have had some use in mining. Perhaps they were made as multifunction constructs, but I deduce from its construction that it probably is quite potent in combat.
Absolutely.
It could rise at any second.
Okay.
Is there any reason for us to get any closer to it? I suppose we need to make this place safe, don't we, if they're going to...
This is the thing. We need to make sure it doesn't attack anyone. We're with the guinea pigs at the minute. And I mean, I kind of want to look in that lockbox.
You guys are great guinea pigs. You hear from outside the door.
You keep an eye out for the rats.
Okay.
We'll give you a shout if we
Okay.
need anything.
Yep.
Well, do we want to stand well back and use ranged weapons to
I can
attack
shout
it?
at it.
Exactly. And
Well, why not? I mean, yes, we want to blast this into pieces. Just that's a good way to make sure it's not going to attack anyone. So why not?
Shall I shout at it? Well, stand back, folks.
I'm down for that. I don't think everyone.
Question, just while we're talking about it, what happens if this is actually something that you could repurpose? Imagine bringing something like this back to the guild. Imagine what some of the houses would want with this. I'm just thinking that we don't even know whether or not this thing's going to come to life.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't understand Aether the same way you do, Xander, and I don't know how these constructs were used in the past, but something like this.
I was like, who got the message?
they're valuable.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of money for them, I suspect, from the right buyers, but you saw how fragile the Aether engines were in the previous ones, so...
We have to travel for a day with this on the back of
You
something.
can't remotely disable them either, so
No, we've looked into that.
They're shielded, the engines.
yeah.
Yeah, if this thing explodes, it'll take out one of the horses.
No, we can't allow that.
Oh yeah, no.
It's too risky, I think. Valuable as they are, I'm assuming the value is intact, not just the pieces. Because I mean, there are pieces in the other room.
So shall I shout? Yeah. Do you need me to shout?
Yeah, I'll.
There's also the difficulty of if it does animate while it's in transit,
Oh yeah. Well,
the
what if
damage that
we?
it could cause,
Yeah.
Precisely.
keeping
Or
it
if it
restrained.
animates when we leave.
Indeed.
And it's
Yeah,
like
no,
all these innocent people.
if we bring what's effectively a bomb into a town,
No, that would not
No
be
way.
good.
That's quite rude. That's not okay.
yes, that would be poor etiquette,
Poor etiquette.
Xander,
highly illegal.
before you shout, let me move so I'm between
Yes.
you and
yes.
it.
I'm also going to consider the effect that an explosion from this thing, never mind the shout and anything else that we throw at it, would do to the cave-in. If this Aether engine explodes, considering that we're after that lockbox, and it brings the wall down on top of the lockbox,
That's a very good point. But how do we mitigate that?
Well,
Hit it very hard, very quickly, grab the lockbox, leg it out the door.
And then I shout.
Actually, I would not shout at that point because that'll likely just get through.
I think we're just going to have to
Walk
get
up.
closer to it, aren't we?
I think so.
There's not much else to be done.
Yeah, see if we can get our hands on that lockbox and go from there.
Well,
Okay, so
can you move?
what's your plan?
How are you for moving in, grabbing something, and getting out?
Well, good question. I mean, I'm good at opening locks. Or okay at it. But in terms of running in and out, I don't see why I couldn't do it, but I don't know if I'm necessarily more skilled than anyone else.
Why don't you stand near the door? I could go in, try and grab it, and throw it at you.
Let's go for that. And then at least we can get it out the room.
Okay, so your plan is?
I'm gonna put my halberds in the corridor with you. Do not leave this behind if we have to flee. You grab it and you take it with you.
I don't know if I can carry it.
I can carry it.
It's only 2 encumbrance.
Oh, I can just about carry it in that case.
Oh, I can carry it, yeah.
Right, I'm just going to pop my wall on the back so I can grab it. And once everyone's in place, so you're ready, you're close-ish, do you want me to go grab it and then I throw it,
Yeah,
the box towards you?
sounds good.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. Who's in the corridor?
Me,
You're staying where you are?
I'm next to the door, effectively, in that
you're,
top
you're
corner.
relaying the information to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're down from the corner now, next to the door, but still in the room.
just that 5 foot square down from the top left.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where is Gallad?
So at the moment we're just underneath
Yeah.
where the creature is.
I assume you're going to backtrack up before you do anything? Or?
Yes, so backtrack up, and then I'm then going to move in up to the box and try and
Yeah.
grab the box. I'm assuming it's going to animate, but I'm going to try and throw it
And
back
Gallad,
towards.
where are you going to be doing this?
I'm going to be near
on the
light
surface.
source, basically.
Yeah. Back at front.
So, within the room.
within the room, so that I can provide the light source,
Yeah.
but ready to respond in any direction to back up if necessary to.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, so you all manoeuvre slightly. You come back round. Ria, you then move. So you try to be as fast as possible to grab and
Yeah.
go. Right, so I'm just going to make a quick check over here, which is that.
That is that might have worked.
Yeah, that works.
This dice is a demon, a 19.
Can I swap it for one of mine?
No. You approach, and you approach fast, and you're going to grab. So you've probably got your maul just to one hand.
No,
your
I
other
said it
hand-
was on my back.
It's on your back, so you got to grab the thing. As you go to grab, instantly there's a flare of life from this creature. It is
Swag.
so aware that you were approaching, and its shield immediately begins to come up as it launches itself out of its sitting position. I'm going to ask you to make an awareness saving throw now.
Me, an awareness saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay, we are going to make an awareness saving throw.
Who said that?
Or not, as the case might be. I'm so focused on that box, I have just not clocked it.
Okay, so its shield slams into you. So what we're going to do is you get to choose acrobatics or athletics, but I'm giving you a bane on this roll because you're completely unaware of this attack
I
coming
will
in.
go athletics, please.
Okay, you roll a d6 as well and you subtract that. And I will give myself a boon. I've got 27.
So I've got a bane, haven't I?
Yeah, so you take the d6 away from your result.
If you make 127, I'll be impressed.
21.
The shield slams into you, you're lifted off your feet, and before you know it, you're on your back on the ground, prone, and this thing has leapt up and is standing above you.
It's like...
We're going to have initiative at this point.
Oh, I can share now. Time to share.
However, you've got a bane on your initiative,
Yeah.
and I'm giving this construct a boon because it's got the kind of jump. Unfortunately, those of you with uncanny senses, you weren't in any danger, so
No.
your uncanny senses didn't kick in.
No, that's okay. I appreciate that. You've been knocked down. Is Raya next to it?
Underneath it.
Yeah, pretty much. So where you got it there,
Still-
Raya is on the floor there.
I'm still
and
within
it's-
5 feet, right?
But when someone is prone, they no longer have opportunity attacks, so it
don't
wouldn't
threaten.
trigger your sneak attack. Unless they've got a bonus feature to allow them to still threaten whilst they're prone. Okay, so let's have initiative.
Okay. 17. That's what I was asking.
We got 17,
19.
19. So do you two? I'll give you an idea. I rolled really bad. I got a 5.
12.
Even with my
13.
So I think you all
Because you
go.
can get up to anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Even with my
Sorry, is that
baby.
again?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I was saying, obviously, you can run up to the thing, so I'll still get my sneak damage if needs be.
Oh, I'm not running up to it.
No, you're not right. That's just
Okay, so as fast as this thing is standing up, it seems like there's some calculations going through its head, which has delayed it somewhat, allowing all of you to act first. So who wants to go at the start? Of which I will say, Rhea, you are considered surprised right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh,
So you're still on the ground, but you're no longer surprised. Brilliant. Who wants to go next?
I think Gala would be good for you to go and hit this thing quite hard.
Yes, I'll go and close with it. Attack it.
when it smacked me, did it do any damage?
No.
That's nice.
Effectively, it was a push attack,
Just checking.
and it chose to knock you prone rather than push you away.
Nothing.
You're probably
Alright.
slightly winded, bruised ego, maybe. That's about it. So, Khaled.
I am going to close with it then
Yeah.
and make an attack against it, giving you a chance to get out from underneath. Spear first,
Okay, and with that, you move in, and
13.
13 is going to be a natural miss. Unfortunately, this thing seems to have incredibly good armor.
I will double effort then.
Okay.
Ooh, 20.
It immediately moves into action and brings its shield up to block your blow. Oh, 30 on the shield, on the parry. So it easily manages to deflect you to one side. Anything else?
My rolls are pants.
No. Done.
Okay, swift action into conserving stamina.
I can do and get that
Yeah.
stamina back.
Okay. Right, so Rhea and Galad, you've both gone in round 1. Damocles and Xander, who wants to go?
You go first.
I'll take a shot at it. And yeah, see how we go.
So Damocles, you've now got a qualifying person within striking distance.
So I rolled a 5. So I think what we're going to
jeez.
do is we're going to improve that a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to
Or
double
not.
your
We're
efforts.
going to double efforts.
You are! So you readjust your.
So that's a 25 now.
That is a 25. It brings its shield around in an attempt to block
Okay.
the missile as the arrow comes hurtling towards it. And it's a 22 from, sorry, not a 22. Yeah, it is a 22 from me. The shield almost gets in the way, but the arrow strikes.
Wonderful.
Strike. So you qualify for a sneak.
Again, I'm assuming that armor piercing is relevant here from what we've surmised by the last ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with the armor piercing feature of sneak instead of the rending then. So it's just my D8 and the D6 for
Yeah.
my expertise, right?
Yeah.
Right, so. No, I rolled that one last time. I'm going to give it another chance.
Hang on, I think you're missing a sneak dice.
Oh,
Because armor piercing should say you roll a d6 and you ignore half.
okay.
And rending is you roll 2d6. So you
yeah.
give up a d6 to have the armor piercing.
perfect. That's a little better than last time, that's for sure. 15 damage.
The arrow slams into this one, but unlike the other constructs, which seem to be quite fragile, this one, the bolt, the arrow's kind of slammed into it, and seems to take the damage quite happily.
Oh! Brilliant! Yeah, I had a big smile on the face like that.
Yeah, you found a good gap in the armor, so you've managed to penetrate its armor, but
Okay, we'll go for conserve and get one of my stamina points back from double efforts.
and Xander, over to you.
Shall I shout now?
Shout! Shout now!
So I literally just kind of step around, kind of just like sidestep like that, and I'll shout. So,
The air again ripples between you and the huge construct.
physical spell.
Yeah. I mean, it just made the save. The shield comes up to absorb some of the damage coming in.
Oh yeah. 5.
Is that 5 in total or 5 coming through?
5 coming through.
Do
5
you
coming through.
reroll any damage dice on spells?
No. Unless you're an invoker or you've got a metamagic bonus feature that allows you to reroll,
I've got empowered.
which is empowered spell.
I have got empowered spell.
What?
Costs you stamina to use, but allows you to reroll 1, 2s, and 3s.
Ooh, can I do
You
that?
got 1/1 was on
I got
there.
1/1.
You can do it next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because you got a stake beforehand, and then you got to spend the stamina to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay.
I will-
However, you still dealt some damage to this thing, as it, if you are done,
yeah.
it's
Well, I'll just kind of backwards.
back out of sight.
Out of sight.
Okay, this thing is towering above you, Rhea. It's got attacks coming in from all over the place.
I'm going to get trodden on, aren't I?
Yeah, it brings a pickup and it sends it slamming down into you.
I'm going to try and roll out the way.
Oh, please.
Okay, so I'll get a boon on my roll because you're prone.
Yes.
And I've got a 31.
I'm not.
I'm going to just have to take that one out. Yes.
What the?
I reroll 1 to 3s.
Have you got any single digits on that dice?
9 points of piercing damage as it slams the pick against you.
Just 11 to 20 twice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 15 to 20, 4 times over.
And then, before you know it, Galed, the shield is being slammed into your face.
Ooh, rude.
So, you get to choose athletics or acrobatics, and I have to beat whatever you roll. I have got a 23.
Of course you go with athletics. Of course you are.
I got 13.
13, so you're lifted off your feet and slam down into the ground. So both you and Rhea are prone in front of it.
Guys, stand up. It's easy to hit.
As this thing just towers over you, the pulsing of the engine just illuminating the entire structure. And I think I've done that. It is finished. We're at the end of round 1. Round 2, it charges up some more energy.
Ooh.
Well, round 1 could have gone better, guys.
That's alright. It's 15 damage and
Yeah, it's not bad.
damage. That's 20. That's pretty good. That would have nearly killed me.
So, you're all ahead of it, so you can coordinate. Xander,
I'm probably going to.
Damocles,
I'm going to wait for one of you
Rhea
guys to
and
stand
Go
up.
first.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm going to
Rhea?
go first.
Yeah.
I am going to go first. I'm going to do a swift action first, which is swift rise.
Okay, so you
Spend
quickly
2
rise up
stamina.
to avoid being attacked.
So spent 2 stamina to do that, and then I am going to grab my lovely maul that is currently sparkling, well, not sparkling, but it's all crackling with energy, and I am going to attack it.
Right, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not currently sparkling
You have to use the command word.
because you stopped wielding it,
When I
and
put
that
it away.
switches it
Oh,
off.
you did ask as well. That's
And now it's another swift action to get it to light up again. So it's a swift word, but you've only got an action left.
No, that's fine. I'm going to move in towards it, and I am going to.
You don't even. You're right next to it.
I'm going to use my action to put my crackling energy back on and just basically get in its face.
Okay,
Or
with that,
knees,
you
whichever
utter
is
the
most
words. Your
appropriate.
whole maul begins to crackle with electricity as you now stand in front of the construct.
There you go.
Okay, that's
good.
Rhea done. Who wants to go next?
I'll take next.
Okay, Damocles.
So I'll take another shot at it.
Okay.
Pew pew.
At this point, you've now got an ally between you and it.
Yeah.
So the ally's providing cover for
This is what I'm
Oh,
like.
sorry.
Oh, well, hang on, I can reposition though, can't I? I can sort of move down that western wall
it. Yeah,
to just get a better shot.
yeah.
So I imagine you two are flanking it and I'm trying to shoot down the middle, basically.
That's fine.
So you quickly readjust,
Yep.
and then you now got a clear shot. Off you go.
Lovely. Okay, that's a lot better than I have been rolling. 19. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm hoping to tempt out a little parry from it there. To start
Okay, so
draining its energy.
it looks like it is on target when the shield comes round for a 18.
Yes!
However, it's going to double those efforts. You see more energy being used,
It just.
and it's worse. So yeah, you still get through.
Come on,
Well done.
right, okay. Same armor piercing, so 2d6 plus a d8. I'll reroll that too. Ooh, that's really nice. So we got ourselves 16 damage.
Oh, that is good. The arrow slams into it, and you begin to see a flare of aether energy spark out from the wound you've caused it. It's looking damaged, and where the arrow is, you've just got this flaring of aether energy coming.
I'll move somewhat back to where I was before, so I sort of darted down, taking the shot, and I'll move back to my
Dart back
original
up.
position. Yeah.
Not a problem. Okay, Gallad and Xander, who wants to go next?
I'll go. Swift, stand up,
Okay.
which is more stamina gone. And then I will cast Radiant Blast,
Yeah. But just targeting it.
just targeting it. Unless you want to be hit by Radiant.
I'd rather not.
And it's a reflex spell.
We are going to get hit by a blast.
Okay, failed to save.
10. Radiant.
10, and that's enough. The radiant energy just burns into it. The engine overloads, and then there is an explosion.
Oh, shield up, guys. Are you down, shield?
Just in case, it's only 6 points of aether damage. I don't think it's enough to do anything. So the two of you kind of shield yourselves from the blast, and then there's nothing but shards left. And the lockbox is kind of off to one side.
Go up, pick up the lockbox, and throw it.
Just as it.
I'm just kind of like, yeah! Just go sailing across the room to me.
Chow chicken.
You just hear from around the corner. I don't need to shout now.
No, you're good, you're good.
So I'll step into the
I'm
room.
assuming with that explosion, I'm not recovering any of those arrows as well. They've probably been shattered.
The arrows, I think, are gone. Yeah,
They're dead.
there's no chance. So just keep
I've used
keep
suicide.
taking your arrows off. Yeah.
Okay, so the room hasn't collapsed, but I still think we ought to be in the hallway for this next bit to just look at this lockbox, basically.
Oh, do you want to literally just...
Shall we go back out to the entrance with it?
Yeah, potentially, because it's quite crumbly down this corridor,
Yeah.
isn't it, on some bits? So there's nothing
Where
else in
you
this room.
sort of caught the lockbox as it came flying over to you,
Yeah.
there was a kind of thudding, cracking noise. You're looking at the lockbox. It is locked, but there is a whole massive section of it that's kind of peeled away, and where it's rusted.
Oh, so we can actually see into it, right?
You can actually see into it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
look into it.
lots of rust and debris within. Not recent, it's not the throw that caused it, but whatever was in there either got destroyed or has long since corroded.
Wow, so it's like, it's worthless. I'm just chucking it away. Well,
There might be something buried under the rest, so let's open it anyway.
we don't need to open it because it's rusted through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of empty it.
So
yeah. You shake and you empty, and then there's a lot of crap coming out. But amongst all of the rubbish, you see a couple of small wires and a couple of small sort of like bits of golden kind of pieces. And sifting through, you've probably got about 26 pennies worth of gold here.
Not
Very good.
worthless. Well done. Right, okay. See, that's what the penny pinching gets you. That's really useful. Right, let's we'll gather that.
Is it worth carefully investigating where the lockbox was
Yeah.
in case there was any
Just in
more?
case.
Yeah, because something might spill out of it, of course, potentially. Okay. Yeah, well, let's have a look over there then. There's no... The Earth hasn't moved at all, has it? There's been no...
Where the aether explosion, it's quite damaging, but it isn't incredibly forceful.
Okay.
So where it hits the Earth, it kind of flattens the Earth bits, but it's not enough to break through the Earth or cause any
I
damage.
think we're relatively safe. And that's
It looks safe and...
11 inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you coming in there?
I'm going to stay by the door.
Okay.
I'm going to look for rats.
That's good. You stay and look for rats. We'll have a quick look and see if we can...
Oh no, I've also been told I'm not allowed to leave this behind, so I'm not picking her up.
Ah, I see.
So I'm going to just kind of stand with my foot on it, like that,
That's fine.
So I haven't left it behind,
Jesus.
but I'm not.
Were you just like peering into the room with your foot on the halberd?
Yeah.
Right. Who's going across to have a look at the... I mean,
Yeah,
you two are pretty much there.
I'll be nearby as well, I'm interested.
Damocles joins you, and as you have a look around, you can see the indentation left from where the lockbox was and where this construct was. But there's nothing but earth, bits of sort of shards of metal that have collapsed in from the ceiling.
Okay.
Nothing else short of you now digging into the earth.
That doesn't seem safe.
No. So in that case, we
Let's take our
take our stuff,
I'll
go back.
make another sinkhole for the poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, go back to the main entrance then.
Yeah.
Picking up my halberd on roots
Yeah.
and turning on my crackling energy again whilst I'm carrying my maul. And get back to the entrance and look at Damocles and then look at the other door. We're going to go for it?
I think so. So we're back at the entrance, it's the south door now.
You're back to where you entered the complex?
Yeah, okay.
The south door.
I think we should.
Okay.
Because, yeah, apart from rats, we've left nothing
Off you go.
behind there. Right, so we're doing trap checking for the door and also listening in. Yeah, both those things, check for the pressure plates and all that business.
Yeah.
and back to checking for structure as
Yeah,
well with the engineering.
Yeah,
absolutely. Having a good look around here, you're finding nothing untoward. It seems structurally sound, that it's not going to collapse it
Cool.
any minute now. You, Jimmy, open the door again?
Yeah, I'll Jimmy
take a
open the
few
door.
moments, and with that, the door is forced open to reveal a passageway that goes 20 feet before there is a crossroads. It continues on into darkness. However, at the edge of the darkness, there is pulsing glows that you can see. Yeah.
That's giving me...
What colour?
I'm about to tell you now. The glowing at the very end appears to be a kind of eldritch green glow. It's too far away to really see, other than your eyes, which begin to transfix on the sigils. Can you make a Nathan theory check? There seems to be something blocking some of these things. So there's something like in front, but you can't see what that is.
26.
Nice.
Some sort of protection runes, protection or binding. Aberrant creatures, I think, they're keyed to.
Aberrant creatures?
Creatures not of this realm.
So kind of alien type.
Space. And Xander's eyes like, oh, now that is interesting.
The question is whether they're intending to protect whatever's beyond or protecting
Us.
from what's beyond.
If we get you closer to it, safely closer, you might be able to tell us more, because this is your area, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's useful to know.
You can see his kind of fingers. He's
Spending
like,
some time with a detect aether spell, we can gain
I've got
more
that as a
information.
rogue ability.
Yours is better than mine, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense to you to be doing it because you've got the ether theory to back it up. So I think if it's protection, then we don't know the nature of that. It could be as simple as keeping a door locked, or as nasty as blowing up people that come in 30 feet of it, right? So we'll have to progress carefully. But if we can get you to within reading distance of it, something was blocking it. You said.
Yeah, it's like you've got a shadow kind of blocking some of it.
I'm going to
But
guess
it's-
it could be
it's-
another
it's not-
construct literally standing in the corridor.
You
Through the shadow.
you can see through the light and a little bit further, but this is beyond even the shadowy light.
Fine,
So
okay.
it is completely dark.
Do we, because people can see us, we've got a big ball of light behind us, so we progress quietly potentially to see what that blockage is, because my theory is it's another robot statue thing standing in the corridor. So if we sort of try and get a bit closer,
Approach a bit down the corridor. There's also the
usual,
crossroads, so we'll need to check what's
yeah,
either
so we have to check both
anyway.
sides, but I think check in, again, usual checks for traps, make sure there's nothing. Because it's almost like it's drawing you in, so you walk towards it, so this is a perfect place
Yes,
for a
you're
trap.
having to hold Xander back because he's like,
No.
knowledge.
So what are you doing?
approaching carefully to the junction, I think.
Yeah, get as far as a junction, check
So-
from there.
You approach the junction. Your light still hasn't fully illuminated the end of the corridor, but it's illuminated enough for your low light to easily see what's beyond. From the crossroads, the passageway extends another 30 feet and it ends in another one of these doors. This door, however, is perfectly fitted, doesn't look damaged. That whole area doesn't look too damaged, and it's on this surface that these glowing runes can be seen. Standing in front, you see two more of these statues, these constructs. These ones, however, instead of having a pick, a hand with a pick, they've just got a hammer on one side and a huge shield on the other. They are just stood, but even from this distance, you begin to see the pulsing of the engine within. These are actively...
They're alive.
The rest of you are now looking left and right. The passageways either side, almost conveniently, extend 10, 20 feet where they have collapsed. Rubble and earth now blocks anything beyond.
Nothing either side.
Nothing either side.
Can I tell what the runes say?
You're still a little bit... I mean,
bit too far.
it's about 30 feet away, and these are small runes.
But I mean, looking at the area, so this whole place is wrecked, except for that.
Yeah.
So these runes have obviously shielded this area from the damage. And potentially it's an aura, because if these constructs are still in really good condition...
Yes, I would have relayed that they are.
Of course, yeah.
They're there.
So if these constructs are in really good condition, then it's probably just protecting this area.
Could these runes have been responsible for the explosions throughout the rest of the... If the runes had come into contact with whatever aberrant creatures they were due to protect from, might that have resulted in the explosion throughout the rest of the facility and potentially have blown the top off what we're calling the entrance? Because
I think you've got a message.
there's a hole in the roof, but it wasn't it wasn't originally an entrance, you know. It's just it seems as though it's exploded outwards.
Yeah, I'm not close enough to see the runes, unfortunately. Yeah.
No, from what I can see of these constructs, the fact that they've got the hammers, they seem to be single purpose rather than built for combat. There was a lesser form, from what I recall, so more powerful than the initial statues, guardians that we saw, but not quite as powerful, I think, as the minor. They wouldn't have needed the brute strength.
Okay.
But still more formidable, relatively formidable.
How wide's the corridor?
10 feet.
Okay, so we could bottleneck them effectively. Problem is, of course, that puts people between us and them, which makes it harder to hit.
Well, isn't it a good idea for us to take them out so you can then examine what these runes are?
Definitely, yeah. I think we have to.
We have to
try these
shout.
things
Are we
anyways.
preparing to...
Shouting is necessary.
I think
The pulsing from the two get a little bit faster when you mention something like that.
Okay.
they're prepared for this.
Yeah. They know we're here. I have to whisper about shouting.
We've not tried talking to them.
No.
There is no response.
Yeah.
That seemed to work.
Well, diplomacy has failed us.
Admittedly, my diplomacy.
So just to give you an idea.
That was incredibly diplomatic, I think.
It was very hello.
So you've come in from the top. The two X's are where they are.
We don't want them to explode by the door, though.
Well, it might not
Well, I
matter.
suppose it's true, yeah.
It might not matter because it doesn't look like anything's affected this area.
If we do get drawn into what looks like an inevitable combat, presumably we want to hold them kind of the north end of the junction.
So we want
Because
to
if,
draw them
if
back.
we go down the sides, then we're going to be pinned in
Yeah.
Yeah. So we almost want to draw them back away from that door
into the junction,
into the junction.
So they
and we defend the corridor behind.
There's a shunk, 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 shunk. The two shields have now come up. The hammers are down.
Yeah, okay. It's
The pulsing is a lot
to hit
faster
them.
now.
So we need to draw them to us. So if you shout at them, then
And they
have
charge.
to.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Right, weapons out.
Initiative.
Okay, I'm going to say you two are definitely ready. Xander, you're busy talking, and Damocles, you're busy talking.
Yeah, right.
Xander, you get to have an awareness saving throw to see if you can.
Yes!
Yeah. So Xander, I'm going to count you as probably being taken by surprise.
Okay.
Sorry, Damocles.
Yeah.
Because you're busy talking whilst all of this was going on.
Well, that's an appropriate role for that, to be fair. 8.
Okay, so